The mayor from Gretna, Mike, wants to know if we'll be having a bracket challenge for the National Collegiate Women's Bowling Championship, which comes your way next weekend.
I'll tell Nebraska.
Yes. So Nebraska this weekend, this is the regional round. They're in the double elimination mega match. They will play as a number 2 seed. The number 1 seed, by the way, is Jacksonville State out of Alabama.
Ooh, the Gamecocks.
They will play the winner of Kutztown and Fayetteville State, who are having a single elimination mega match coming up tomorrow.
Mega match.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like the Lakers and Celtics, but for bowling.
Now, this is legit.
So more so like Lakers 76ers.
Nebraska's won 8 national championships, and they've got them displayed, by the way, if you go to the bowling alley on East Campus. It's a really great facility.
It is. It's awesome. So I love bowling there. I often went there when I was a student. It was a great, great time.
The Jacksonville State, they are in the Arlington Regional.
Ooh, that's tough.
They are the number 1 seed there. In the Lansing Regional, Wichita State, which has been a bowling powerhouse, is the 4 seed.
They don't have baseball anymore.
Nebraska will be in the Pittsburgh Regional.
Okay.
As the number 2 seed, and Youngstown State is the number 3 seed in the Rochester Regional.
Penguins.
The championships will be on ESPNU on Saturday, April 12th at 8 p.m.
Is that coinciding with the Saturday the Masters? We have a nice little quad box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have the actual broadcasters. You'll have your featured group. You'll have Amen Corner, and then then you'll have ESPNU on watching the Women's National Bowling Championships.
Like Chris Schenker.
I actually did. I very much enjoyed after FS1, after some Big Ten basketball games. If you stayed around the broadcast, you would watch the Professional Bowling Association. I often did kind of stick around for 25 to 35 minutes and watch the PBA. Also, too, if you ever got into a broadcast too early, the PBA might have been going on. Yeah. And so you caught the ending of the duels and the matches. I'll tell you something right now. Bowling actually is a very, if there's good bowling going on, it's an entertaining sport to watch.
Yeah, I got
Jason Belmonte.
Yeah.
Shout out Pete Weber.
Yeah, Weber. Pete Weber. He'll always be the best.
Yeah. Who do you think he is?
I got not shamed. But I was invited to go watch Nebraska bowling after my rant about Bill Straub won a national championship and then ghosted the show. So they invited me down, and they go, hey, here's a seat. They didn't hey, you get to throw out the first ball.
Here's a roll.
You weren't the guest of honor,
but I was like, man, this is a great facility because when I was in school, it wasn't as nice as it was now, and you went there just to jack around. But this is a real question, especially for the
throw out the first ball.
Isn't that what you do?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen a first. I haven't seen a first roll before in bowling.
I think we all need to go.
This was back in my young dating life.
Yeah,
hey, let's go bowling.
Sure.
And I just wanted to see a reaction.
Solid.
And so she's like, hey, have you bowled before? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't own my own shoes or shirt or anything like that, or my own ball.
I would be concerned if you pulled up with your own shirt.
Just to see her reaction. The first ball I rolled, I actually hurled past the dots on the lane, and just to see the reaction. Her reaction was okay. The reaction of others was a little bit, we might have to go early.
Yeah.
Can we get some bumpers on this lane,
that's
please?
what I would do. If they said, hey, we want you to come and roll out the first ball, I would just
I don't think that's a thing. Real
question here to the people that are in the group of the JBs that don't want us to talk spring football.
Sure.
Is Nebraska bowling a bigger dynasty than the 90s Nebraska football program? Because they had a really good year. So they finished number 1. I don't know if you guys are looking every day at the National 10-Pin Coaches Association rankings.
Every other day.
Personally, I am not.
Nebraska is number 1. Now, they finished strong. They had 3 tournament victories at the end, and they had 6 different individuals make their all-tournament team during the season. Now, here's the thing. Why I say it's a dynasty.
There is no sport you are not locked in for.
They have
incredible.
They have 8 national titles. How can you not be locked into the sport? The former head coach who was the GOAT, he married one of his bowlers. How can you not be all in on this?
Hell yes.
And going, what the hell is going on?
That's how you do it.
Okay, this is the 22nd straight NCAA tournament that Nebraska is entered as a 2 seed.
That's like Kansas basketball.
Who does the game? Who does the media notes at Nebraska bowling? This is an incredible script.
It is usually
we get him.
It actually might be Jack Mitchell's kid, Johnny.
Joe could be Johnny.
Okay,
Johnny's great.
But here's the thing: like last year on Kegler's overreaction. Remember, Nebraska got upset by Youngstown State. They didn't even get out of the regional. Okay, so we're back this year. The first ball will be thrown tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. The mega match between Kutztown and Fayetteville State. Now the winner moves on to take on Nebraska. So plan accordingly, okay? But is Nebraska bowling a bigger dynasty than the Nebraska football program in the 90s? Some were saying that Bill Straub was Nick Saban.
How many? Eight titles in the span of how many years?
He wear the TO red pants.
Good. I mean, I know it's not eight titles in 10 years. I know it's probably an elongated.
Well,
I know.
Okay,
I will say this. Wait. I did forget to say this. When I got to Nebraska, I claimed that every championship that Nebraska had won while I was a student, I was going to buy a T-shirt of. I have a bowling national championship T-shirt that every time I wear it out, people love it. They think it's awesome. I have a softball Big Ten championship T-shirt, and I have a baseball Big Ten championship.
I wear a bowling hoodie.
Now remember, this has only been a varsity sport since '98.
Wow,
I remember '98.
They recruit. This is in all seriousness. They get bowlers from all over the country.
They're great.
Now, I probably would have tried harder when I was in school if I knew that I could get like a bowling scholarship.
Same.
But they had a run. So right out of the box, remember, this is why Bill Straub committed the Tim Miles problem. Tim Miles won right away at Nebraska. That was not supposed to happen. He was going to tear down the program. Then by year 4 or 5, they were going to be bangers, and then he was going to get the hell out. He won in year 2, and then it was like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Bill Straub came in, and in the second year of the program as a varsity sport, won a title. And then he said, you know what? Van Horn, step aside. Won another one in 01,
and
then in 04, then in 05. And then the expectations grew because football was struggling at the time. They're like, Husker Nation turns their lonely eyes towards East Campus.
One was going down, the other was on
the eyes of the world turned up.
And then what happened is he had some bowlers that turned pro early, and he wasn't able to replace them.
That's tough.
But then they rebounded, and they had kind of a breakthrough. They weren't a very good team in 09, but they won a title, and that's why we celebrated accordingly. And then, Bill's getting towards the end of his career, and he says, "Not so fast," because the headmaster, the kingpin from Kutztown, was, he was like angling. They were starting to rack up titles.
The bigger and McCracken, if you will.
He said, "You know what, dude, I will be the Big Lebowski." They won a title in 13 and 15, and then he said, "Peace, I'm out."
Don't pull Munson.
Then the new coach, who was his assistant, won in 21. I got a good feeling about 2025. But they've won 8 national titles since it became a varsity sport in '98. Nobody else.
Are you angling to take Rob Stone's job at to be the PBA announcer?
Nope.
You looking to take Fana's job? I mean, that's an incredible breakdown.
Chris Schenkel will always be the bowling voice. If you know, you know.
I just would like to wish Paul Klempa good luck. Julia Bond, who was a bowler at Nebraska, because I recognize that name. I mean,
good luck.
Yeah,
the whole state is behind you.
Here's the thing, though: we got to work on the NIL for.
I was going to say,
bowling.
where do they fall in the 5%?
Well, they've got athletes from all over the country, from New York all the way to lacrosse to San Antonio.
Didn't they have a overseas player or overseas bowler on their roster a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken?
I'm sure it was probably Penny Haynes. If you know, you know.
I don't.
Here's one thing I just realized: the bowlers have numbers.
Oh, absolutely. Do they have last names on the jerseys, though?
Well, I don't know. So they actually, on the roster, they have numbers. So Desiree Bouchert, who is a sophomore from your hometown, went to Taft High School.
That would explain the last name.
Whoa.
She wears number 44.
Shout out Taft Red Raiders.
No.
She knows.
They're not the Red Raiders.
It's my hometown. I would know if Taft High School's the Red Raiders.
Oh, no, dude, she's on Open Door.
We
Open
kicked
Doors.
their ass in high school, not in bowling.
If you want,
Taft had a bowler.
If you want Desiree to do a shout out for you, it costs you $10.
Really good for her.
If you would like
discount,
if you would like Desiree to post on social media, $10.
If
you would like her to attend your practicer event, $10 or more. Oh, these are all 10 or more. If you would like an autograph, Desiree will do it for 10.
Wait, so she's from? Oh no! Oh.
Desiree doesn't even remember David Robinson.
Oh, geez, I thought you meant my hometown.
No, there are lots of Taft high schools.
Well, I have a Taft in my hometown. That's what you're referring to. Oh, I gotcha.
No, Lincoln.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I guess maybe that was very ignorant and naive of me to think that
we're from the same town.
To think that a high school named after a president
only in San Antonio, because when you think
Illinois.
San Antonio, you think of two things: bowling and William Howard Taft.
Only in Chicago, right off of I-90.
Okay, so now I've gone down the rabbit hole of open doors.
What is Open Doors? Is that like a cameo?
No, it's the NIL, like kind of it helps with all the NIL.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
if you would like Dylan Raiola to post about you on social media,
can I guess?
That's so you,
Can I
Matt.
guess?
yeah, what do you think the starting price is?
5,000.
Oh, whoa.
$1, Bob.
$126.
Dylan Raiola?
You think Dylan Raiola to post about you on his social media starts at $5,000?
Well, I thought
Let's wait till he
I
wins
thought we
8
were talking
games
about
first.
I am done with college sports.
I thought
I'm just going to focus on the NFL.
I thought we were talking about, like, I look at this as like advertising for businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like a free advertisement. I'm not thinking of like I'm paying $126 for Dylan to post about me on his social media.
But you could.
126 seems kind of low.
Liners.
So for an autograph, $89.
That's not bad.
But he autographs a lot of stuff for free.
So just hold out and pick up the
Man,
table scraps.
that makes me uncomfortable if athletes, college athletes, while they still have eligibility, are charging for autographs because, and hey, if it's an adult, hell yes.
Well, but
if it's a kid,
no.
Okay, so
no.
if you want Dylan to pitch anything, Dylan will respond to your custom request. It starts at 52. If you would essentially like Dylan to do a cameo, it starts at 38, and I bet that's extremely popular. Hey, can you wish my dad, who's a big Husker fan, from the starting quarterback, can you wish him a thing? So an appearance, and he makes appearances that he just does on his own. I do know that for a fact. Maybe he is paid to do other things, but like when he went to the grade school, that was on his own. If you would like Dylan to attend your practice or event, it starts at 65.
Oh, we could get him in here for a couple
Really?
hours.
Yeah.
I feel like these could be way more expensive. These are very affordable.
Okay. Vincent Shavers. Vincent Shavers will pitch anything starting at $42.
That's not bad at all.
60,
these are good prices.
65 for an appearance. I'm trying to find who might be higher than Dylan on this
Just get some
roster.
liners for the show.
Could be. Who would be higher than Dylan? Emmett Johnson? What's Emmett Johnson?
Let me scroll here. Click on that.
These are very affordable things.
Emmett Johnson to pitch anything starts at 100, or an autograph starts at 100.
Yeah.
It's like the cost of eggs.
I don't know. I'm a little surprised with how low Dylan the prices are. Kudos to him, by the way. If he's charging these prices and making these appearances, that's like an awesome way to, serve the community and get out there and be active. Like, I'm a big fan of that. I'm from an actual like PR perspective and an actual like human perspective, I respect the crap out of him because I do feel like he could overcharge greatly for some of these prices.
I will.
I think 89 is a little steep for an autograph from a true freshman quarterback. But outside of that, like, I don't know. If you're a high school coach and you want to have a little bit of morale at a practice, I don't think $60 is out of the realm of possibility to give the starting quarterback of the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Let me look here.
By the way, practice.
Open Doors does do a great job. Harper Murray to make an appearance starts at 153. Pitch anything starts at 203.
Go, Matt.
Autograph is cheaper.
What's an autograph?
Just 50. But again, I see a lot of these. They basically sign for everybody.
That's for adults. Right? Not for kids. They've been, and especially Dylan during those basketball games. I've seen him, sign plenty of things. He's always gracious with his time. Respect the crap out of that for that. Hey,
good on Open Doors working with the athletes.
Yeah.
It's not just Nebraska. They've got a plethora of colleges. It does keep it all in one place. That was I might buy a shout out for a bowling fan. I might buy Mayor Mike. We might get a Nebraska volleyball, softball, awesome. bowling player, a bowler. Yes. All right. John Walker. We'll go through what John Walker, to give you a shout out, would cost you.
Great Net Bowling?
Does Great have open
They
door?
do not, but they have crew. Oh, yes, they do have Open Doors.
Oh, we can look at that.
Let me. I know. I want to look at Kalkbrenner.
Yeah, that's exactly Kalkbrenner and Ashworth.
New show?
Let me see if they have the link on.
I'd be surprised if it was
roster.
anything less than triple digits for either of them in terms of making an appearance.
Maybe Jimmy can have him on After Hours.
Wow, Kalkbrenner is cheap.
What is he?
So a shutout is 73.
Yeah,
Pitch anything is only 92.
that's not bad.
We got to make more money.
They're a little low. That's low,
yeah.
man.
I think Kalkbrenner he should go somewhere else. He's not getting the most for his bang for his bucket.
No, not there.
I think he should sue the NCAA, get an extra year, and go somewhere else and make more money, like Lincoln. All right, John Walker comes next. Maybe that's a question for.
I'd be a fan.
For him.
John, I'm here at Kalkbrenner to Nebraska. What are you hearing?
Hey, I really wanted to get to 170 career games. I just need to play one more NCAA. John and Brandon Vogel coming up in the last hour in 1620 The Zone.